Hi friend, how are you? I'm Pat Sloan and I am talking to you from Northern Virginia. I'm saying that because we had a discussion the other day in my Facebook community about where I lived. Somebody thought I lived in Georgia, so I don't know. Maybe there's a Herndon, Georgia. I have to look that up. Well, I live in Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C., up near Dulles Airport, if you've ever flown into the area here. Okay, today is the 24th, and our daily challenge on my daily video is your best friend. So what is your sewing best friend? Your machine. That's what I want to celebrate today, our sewing machines. So Greg can, somehow it's like, be nice if in my koala table I could just like move this big honking machine, but the Solaris doesn't want to move. She's a big girl and she doesn't shift. She's down in the table flat, but this is my gorgeous machine that I am missing terribly these past 5 weeks. I can't wait till I can sew again. I also have back there the Tiara, whoops, going this way, the Tiara, which is the free motion quilting machine. Some people call them a mid-arm. This is one where you do not move the machine, you move the fabric just like you do on your regular machine. It just goes a lot faster. And then the Jubilant is sitting up there, which is my smaller machine. So yes, got all my beautiful baby locks. So what I'm going to do for the challenge today is tell me what your best friend, your sewing machine is, if you have more than one, which I know some of you might have more than one. You might have more than 2, 3, 4, 5, more than that even. Also, if you're over on Facebook, which you should be, come on over to Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, and there you can show me a picture and put yourself in the picture. I would love to see you sitting with your bestie here, your best friend, your sewing machine. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of gorgeous little featherweights. I know that a lot of you have those. I have the one from my mother-in-law, which she did not have for that long. She bought it from a friend who was an antique dealer. He found it for her. She only had it about 10 years maybe. So, but I still love it because she was using it a lot right when she was, you know, the last quilting that she did was on it. So I'm so glad that I have it. Okay, best friends. All right, let's move on. Today is the kickoff of the Morning Mugs Sew Along. Yes, it is so cute. I have to thank my friend Lena for making my version because I was going to sew it along right with you, but that isn't going to happen. So Lena did mine for me, and we're going to zoom in. Greg's going to zoom in here, and I'm going to talk about your assignment for today for the morning mugs. So you can see that what I decided to do is we're going to do 6 mugs a week, and we'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the right. So that floral, the red, the aqua, and then the next row in from it, the teal, the navy, the pink. Those 6, or whatever 6 you're sewing with. This is a kit only, this particular pattern. That's how the manufacturer did it. I know a few of you bought the other mug pattern, which is not the same, but it's similar. So you were going to make those from your own fabric. But I want to show you each week exactly which fabrics I used in case you want to make your layout just like mine. And you'll see on there you have the sashings and then all the different little cornerstone colors. I have photos over on my website today. Link is below the video, so you can go and see them there. See the blocks, these 6 blocks. So that's your assignment this week. And you see that teal one just next to the navy in the next row? Yeah, Greg, zoom in on that one. That is what my backing fabric is, that teal floral with the little floral, scattered florals. Okay, so we are, come on out here, Greg. So this is the sew along from the little kit that came in a little box. You got everything in here but your backing and batting, but you had everything else and the rickrack and all that. So you're going to make 6 blocks this week. Now, these are with a charm pack and a background. You might want to start your background fabric before you cut anything. That will make it a little bit firmer. I don't necessarily recommend starching your charm packs because you could have them warp. But I didn't find any problem when I've made similar ones with this size, and Lena didn't starch anything. So you will be just fine without starching. And I want to show you this mug. Greg has to zoom down here because the morning mugs, well, you have to have one. And I had gotten this sort of camping version, camping style mug. Happy Quilter. So the link below that takes you over to the Fat Quarter Shop takes you to all the different coffee mugs, or tea mugs, whatever you put in, hot chocolate. I'm trying to get the here's the back. So do what you love. Yep, that's it. These are the mugs. I just love it, and it's nice and heavy, and I like that it has a flat bottom on it because I don't want to tip it over, particularly while I'm not quite functioning so well. Okay, so I had a question that I wanted to sort of address, not a question so much, it was sort of a statement, and I thought, well, this is really interesting, and I'd like to find out how everybody's sort of processing things, because one of our friends on the community over at Facebook, along with Pat Sloan, one of our friends said that it did feel like cheating if she has somebody else do any part of the quilting process for her, meaning the quilting part, so she'll make the top, but she felt like if she sends it to a long armor, it's cheating. And I was actually kind of surprised, because I know years ago people thought lots of different things were cheating. Like if you didn't hand applique, it was cheating. If you didn't hand quilt, it was cheating. If you didn't hand piece, it was cheating. There was some sort of thing, I don't know where it came from, that got out into the universe that if things were not totally done by hand, it was cheating. And then now it seems like if they're not totally done by you, it's cheating. Now, I think if you say to me, well, I prefer to do all of mine myself because then I've done the whole process and that's very satisfactory to me, that's an awesome statement. What I find is when somebody feels like it's cheating, well, that's just kind of, it's not. It's just a different way to get the job done. You didn't weave the fabric, you didn't spin the thread, you didn't card the wool for the batting. So, having somebody machine quilt for you is a totally wonderful option for many, many people. So I hope that if somebody is using that C word, you might eliminate it from your vocabulary. Find a different way to feel about what's going on. And if you really wanted to get something quilted by somebody else, just do it. There's no judges, there's no quilt police. You can do it. Okay, so that's my thoughts on that, because I just don't want anybody to feel like any part of the process is not available to them. Everything's available to you if you want to do it. So there you go. That is my thoughts. Okay, and I want to segue that on the quilting part, because I have a book that I like a lot on walking foot quilting that I had not had a chance to share with you when I fell and broke my wrist. We didn't get to finish out different things. So I want to share it today because I think it's a really wonderful option to add if you are collecting the books on walking foot quilting. There are not a lot of books out there for walking foot quilting. So Mary Mashuda, this book was written about 5 or 6 years ago. And if you're not familiar with Mary Mashuda, I really enjoy her style. She has a very exuberant style of picking fabric. You can just tell on the front cover here. And the book is going to reflect that. This book is not written so that it's all like textbooky. This is what she does on quilts of her own, with her own style. And I own most of Mary Mashuda's books, and I still own them because I like her thought process. She does a lot of telling you how to think about what you're doing. Greg is going to help me here because I have a little bit of trouble keeping the pages open. But one of the first things I want to show you is that in Mary's book, she has a lot of these sort of inspiration, how to look at things around you, how to think through the thought process of coming up with designs for walking foot quilting. And so you're going to see a lot of pictures like this where she's taken photography and like, look how amazing this is. I mean, in and of itself it's amazing, but for designs, holy cow. Okay, I've marked off a few pages here to show you. All right, so this one is more technique oriented, and here's where I wanted to show you how you get to see Mary's fabric. I mean, she's not using like two solid fabrics, you know, so you can still see all the images, but what I love is getting to see how she combines fabric in addition to learning from her. So here was a pretty awesome stitch to go and do these curves. I had not thought about that. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. And then she also does have some line art, which I wanted to show you an example of that. So this page is where you can see some of the, she's done graphics here to show you, and then backed it up with photos. So you get to see the process of what it looks like and where it's going to go. And then the back, she has a whole bunch of quilts. I'm going to show you my favorite one because I would love to make this quilt. So here it is. This has all of these stripes, which just makes my heart sing. She's got yo-yos in here. I just love everything about this quilt. And on navy, on the background on navy, it looks like indigo fabrics. It's just fabulous. Okay, so that is Foolproof Walking Foot Quilting by Mary Mashuda, and I will link you up to it. I think there might be a Kindle version too. You know, so you'll see it. I'll link you to the page. Okay, Friday. Tomorrow, the Bloomtopia auction quilt will end, the bidding for it. We're up over $800 on it. Yes, you guys are amazing. If I have a link below, if you would share it with your communities, if you're like on a community page, if you're on a page with people who, you know, who are not quilters, share it there because somebody may want to support Make-A-Wish and may want to own the quilt. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap for Friday. Happy Friday. And if you are so inclined, work on a UFO because you know it's UFO Friday. Share your best friend picture over in my Facebook group. So I love you. Have a wonderful day. See you online. Mwah.